Let me tell you something. Most people will never reach their full potential. Not because they aren't capable, not because they don't have talent, but because they never make the decision to become their best selves. They settle. They listen to the noise around them. They let fear dictate their future, but not you. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. Because deep down, you know there's something greater inside you. Most people live their entire lives without ever stepping into their full potential. Not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they hesitate. They wait. They let fear, doubt, and the opinions of others dictate their path. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, that the time isn't ripe, that they need to feel more ready. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. The moment you decide to step forward, to commit fully, is the moment your life begins to change. Think about the greatest achievers in history. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't ask if it was okay to be great. They made a decision to give everything they had, no matter the cost, no matter the obstacles. And that's where it starts. A decision, a commitment, a promise to yourself that you will not let fear, failure, or fatigue break you. When you walk into a room, people should feel the energy of someone who is relentless, someone who is hungry, someone who is on a mission. But that energy doesn't come from luck. It comes from preparation. It comes from sacrifice. It comes from waking up every day and choosing to be disciplined, to be focused, to be intentional. This journey, you're on the journey to your best self, demands everything from you. It's not a part-time effort. It's not something you do when it's convenient. It's an everyday battle against laziness, distractions, and self-doubt. The world will test you. Life will challenge you. People will question you. But none of that matters. What matters is whether you are willing to do what it takes. Because once you decide, once you commit, once you step into your power, there is no going back. Every single choice you make is shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. The life you're living right now is the result of decisions you made years ago, some big, some small, but all of them leading you to this exact moment. And the life you'll be living 5 years from now, that will be determined by the decisions you make today. The question is, are you making choices that push you toward greatness, or are you making choices that keep you stagnant? Success doesn't happen by accident. No one wakes up one day at the top of their game, leading an extraordinary life without first making intentional choices that got them there. The problem is, too many people wait for things to happen to them instead of taking control of their own destiny. They let circumstances dictate their future instead of realizing that they have the power to shape it. Your habits, your routines, the way you spend your time, all of it matters. The choice to wake up early and put in the work, or to hit the snooze button and stay comfortable. The choice to read, learn, and grow, or to waste time on distractions. The choice to surround yourself with people who inspire you or people who drain your energy. These choices might seem small in the moment, but they compound over time, creating momentum in one direction or another. It's easy to blame luck, circumstances, or other people for where you are, but real power comes from taking responsibility, owning every decision you make. Because the truth is, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It isn't intelligence. It's the willingness to make the hard choices that lead to something greater. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world. Other days you don't even want to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation to push you forward, you'll never reach your full potential, because motivation is based on emotion, and emotions are unpredictable. That's why discipline is the real key. Discipline is what carries you through when motivation disappears. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early to train when you're exhausted. It's staying late to perfect your craft when no one is watching. It's saying no to distractions, temptations, and excuses because you're locked in on your vision. Discipline is the ability to push yourself even when your mind and body are telling you to stop. The people who succeed at the highest levels aren't always the most talented or the smartest. They're the ones who show up day after day, no matter how they feel. They understand that progress isn't made in a single moment of inspiration. It's made in the thousands of small, consistent actions taken over time. They push through boredom. They push through frustration. They push through self-doubt. It's easy to put in the work when you're feeling inspired, but the real test comes on the days when you don't feel like it. That's when champions are made. That's when the winners separate themselves from the rest. If you can master discipline, if you can commit to showing up every single day, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one else believes in you, there is nothing that can stop you from reaching your highest potential. Every great achievement starts with belief. Before anyone else sees it, before the world recognizes it, you have to believe in yourself. You have to see the vision so clearly in your mind that it becomes undeniable. The problem is most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack belief. They let doubt creep in. They listen to voices telling them they're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. But belief is the foundation. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? Belief alone, however, is not enough. You need purpose. Without purpose, even the most talented, disciplined person will eventually lose their way. Purpose is what keeps you going when things get tough. It's the reason you wake up early and stay up late. It's what fuels you when the road gets dark, when the challenges seem impossible, when everything in you is telling you to quit. Purpose is what separates those who give up from those who push through. And then there's persistence. Because no matter how much belief you have, no matter how strong your purpose is, life will test you. You will face setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. You will hear no more times than you can count. You will experience disappointment, rejection, and obstacles that seem insurmountable. But persistence is what allows you to keep going. It's the ability to get knocked down and get back up over and over again. It's refusing to accept defeat, refusing to settle, refusing to let anything or anyone stop you from reaching what you know is meant for you. Faith, purpose, and persistence are the pillars of success. Without them, talent means nothing. Without them, discipline fades. Without them, the journey to your best self remains just a dream. Fear is the single greatest barrier between you and your best self. It's the invisible wall that stops people from taking risks, from stepping outside their comfort zones, from chasing the dreams they know deep down they were meant to pursue. Fear whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not ready, that you'll fail, that people will judge you. And too often people listen. They allow fear to control their actions, to keep them small, to hold them back from their full potential. But the truth is, fear is nothing more than a story we tell ourselves. It has no real power unless we give it power. Failure, on the other hand, is not the enemy. Society has conditioned people to believe that failure is something to be ashamed of, something to avoid at all costs. But failure is the price of success. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. They've been rejected, doubted, knocked down. But they kept going. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Each failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary experience on the path to greatness. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Those who succeed are not afraid to fail. They don't let fear dictate their decisions. They take action despite their doubts. They embrace failure, learn from it, and use it to grow stronger. Every time you fail, you have two choices: let it define you or let it refine you. The ones who reach their highest potential are the ones who refuse to let fear win. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward in spite of it. So here's my challenge to you: stop waiting, stop doubting, stop letting fear rob you of your future. Step into your power. Commit to the process. Walk boldly toward your best self. Because at the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and the person you were meant to become is you. Now tell me, are you ready to rise?